Oh boy.
I'll just a gaggle today.
Let's retweet this business.
I'm not gonna lie, this microphone feels weird because it's not blocking my vision of like the
Right.
bottom half of my screen anymore.
It's blending into its environs.
Yes, that was funny. Like Boston didn't notice because look where it's located. It
Yeah,
was
it
right
just
against
blends
the
in.
backdrop of my
Right.
hoodie.
It's a poor
I was like,
man's
"Look,
green
'cause-
screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Look right
I didn't
here.
notice your little, what do they call that? The muffle or whatever, the sock.
Oh, the pop
The
filter.
pop filter.
Yeah, pop filter. I didn't notice that at first, but I noticed like the gray underneath the actual microphone part. No,
Right.
past the arm, the actual microphone
this bit
unit.
right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
could
the
see it with
body
the
of
shock
it.
absorber and stuff. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool, somebody got it.
Thanks, Boston.
Yeah,
I
no
needed
problem.
to upgrade my mic since I started on the show, which I
Right.
actually owned that microphone before. That microphone, which is behind me over here, like you might
Mhm.
see it.
You can encase it in gold now.
That thing, I have owned that since I lived in England, so that has traveled more miles than most of the microphones, I would say.
Right. Yeah, mine traveled with me from Ohio, I believe, but that was 2,700 miles.
Uh-huh.
So hell, I bought this one when I started this show with you guys. So
Yeah.
that was what, 3 years ago now?
Something
Two and a
like
half?
that, yeah.
Who
Something
fucking
like that.
knows?
It's been a
Hey,
Don't
bit.
worry, Imp, you've only got 15 years left to go because we have a show to do.
No.
Faber
Well,
says,
yes,
wow,
you
Moon
and I.
sounds good. Hey,
Hey, I
talking
always
smack.
sound good.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you very
right.
much.
now you sound gooder.
Yeah, now I sound sexy.
Oh no, too much, too powerful.
Look at that wave format. Gotta bring that down. Close that gate.
Well, the funny thing is, I probably will not notice it until I edit the next set of Wayward Sons.
Yeah, like once you
That's when
hear
I'll
your
hear it.
recording, yeah.
Mhm.
That's the next thing I need to do is I need to feed the monitor of my mic back into my headphones. So I can I'm not always the best about keeping the right distance from my mic, and sometimes my mic gets a little too hot. But I'm not sure if I'm ready. It's going to take me a long time to get used to that delay. It's like a half-second delay.
Yeah.
Talking over yourself is a
Yeah,
nightmare.
like feeding your own audio back into the headphones. That's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to.
That's what I do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no.
That's why I was wondering if you were wondering if my audio was cracked. It's like, it sounds fine to me, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Of course it does. You're hearing yourself.
My biggest issue is that from being trained in comms, you're usually having it super close to your mouth so that way you can enunciate and hear properly on
Right.
the other side, which we don't need to do with these microphones, so it doesn't need to be all up in my stuff.
Right.
Yes.
And that's
Taylor
a hard
Swift-
habit to break.
Hey, if Taylor Swift can do it, Boston definitely can. That's right. If Taylor
It's like, 'cause
Swift
I
can
know
do it, I can do it.
I know the first couple of times we started recording, I would have that thing like super close to me, and then I'd have to like remember to push it back. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be there. I don't have to be on top of it.
Right.
Whereas I think because I use the stupid RTX voice stuff, like I kind of have to be up on mine a little bit because
Yeah, otherwise it
otherwise
starts
if it's
cutting stuff out.
yeah, if it's too far away and I'm a little bit too quiet at sections, it gets to that point where it's like it starts cutting off the start and the end of the words, which is just real fucking fun.
Yeah.
That's robot me when my computer's being pushed too much, which that reminds me, I need to find my tablet and get that set up over here at some point so I can use that as a browser rather than try and do everything here.
So
Right.
that's what I did with my tablet.
Yeah, I need to find it and charge it first, dude.
I just figured you've always been using it. I don't know.
Just yell real loud. It'll yell back.
Yeah.
With today's technology, probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Find my tablet.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
No,
Are you
because to
guys
do that,
ready?
I needed a Samsung account, and I'm not fucking signing up for another fucking account for no
That's
reason.
smart. Especially not for Samsung.
Yeah. And yes. Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Moon, are you ready? Yes and yes.
No and no, but yes,
Okay.
maybe.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Join me as always is Moonpier
Hi, I lost my show notes. Where did they go?
and the Nimp.
Hello.
Nimp, do you have your show notes?
Yes, I do.
Did you take them from Moon? That's the most
No.
important question.
In
Okay.
fact, let me right now save. There we go. Now
There we
I
go.
fully have my show notes.
And you can become a full Patreon subscriber over at patreon.com/E1M1.
Those ones are numbers.
Get all the early access, exclusive, all the great stuff over there. Early access is We Roguelike It. Sherwin Moon and I are playing so many roguelikes, just trying to get through the list of all of them. And you get 2-month early access to Critical Misses. Sherwin Moon and I are going through all the catch up all the meaty hits we missed, going through all the good, well, hopefully good stuff. Sometimes it's not that good. But you also get exclusive access to Moon and Nymph's Watchcast called Wayward Sons. They're going through and watching the Supernatural TV show.
Such a bad title.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to avoid just random spoilers that pop up for a show that I wasn't watching at the time, but now that it's over, everyone's like, did you know that? It's like, shut up.
La 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 la. Yeah. So they have just started their journey through that TV show. So if you want to get in on the ground floor, you can go sign up for the Patreon. We don't delete any of the episodes, so it's not like, you get sign up now and only get this month and then they're gone forever. None of that stuff. There's like, I was just looking. There's like hundreds of outcasts up there. I think we are nearing the 400 mark for outcasts.
We're not the OC Watchcast who put their first 2 seasons behind a paywall, which are the best 2 seasons of the OC. Like, get the hell out of here.
Right. That's rough. But you also get access to the Outcasts like we were talking about. It's all the shooting the poops, uncensored stuff that we're talking about before we go live here and before we start with this episode. I think there's probably more stuff over there at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Well, the first thing I've been playing is, did Boston send us the show notes for today? Because it does not look like Boston did send us the show notes for today.
he's really been slacking here lately, so I'm going to put in Moon, I'm going to put in the Nymph, I'm going to click the send button, and then, I did, like, a long time ago. You guys should have.
The only reason I ask is because normally I have them open right next to the Twitch feed, and I didn't have either open, so I was like, wait, did we get show notes? I don't think we did. Oh well.
Moon, I have them open right now on my computer.
So weird. Episode 809.
I do now, you punk.
Any opportunity to throw anybody under the bus, no one is safe.
Exactly.
That is true. Okay, so I'll give you guys an option. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to start with the obvious one, and then I'll give you an option. Let's talk about Marvel Snap first and foremost. It's going to be a quick one. Boston, don't even bother. You're fine. I got Galactus. I got Darkhawk. I got Super Skrull. Super Skrull was a bait and switch, and it annoyed me because they do this thing in the game where cards are season 3, 4, and 5. When new cards come out, cards get bumped down a season. So this card is an old season 5. Now it's an old series 4. This is an old Series 4, now it's an old Series 3. In the store, you can basically buy the Season 3 cards as and when you want, which is fantastic. It's like, here is a Season 3 card, do you want to buy this one? Because it's a Season 3 card, and, you get this for free because of whatever. I was like, great. Super Skrull was getting bumped down to Series 3, which would mean he's the only Series 3 card I didn't have. Cool. Okay. That's in the next update. That's fine. Like a moron, I just kept opening my collector's caches and everything else. And of course, I open a collector's cache, I get Super Skrull. 10 minutes later, my game updates, and Super Skrull is in my store, where he would have been a Season 3 card, except now I own him.
Great.
So you ruined my guaranteed card to a good card because of the whatever. Anyway, I got Galactus and I got Darkhawk, so now I'm on the grind to see if I can hit 100 at some point sooner or later. But now I'm really annoyed because I'm at rank 69 now, I believe, which is one rank higher than last week, folks, because I have been on an up and down, like, that Sail Away song, like that's me. I'm
Right.
on an up and down,
Right.
flow, apparently. And it's like every single person I'm going against has the yellow X-Men deck, which means they hit infinite last season. It's like, why?
Oh, okay.
Why are you putting me against these people who got infinite? Like, give
Right,
me
like-
some.
Why is your ranking like this, you monster?
Yes, I mean they have a title called "The Matchmaking in This Game Sucks,"
That's right.
which
It's so good.
is it's the most appropriate title for that. And I know you probably don't go into the Discord channel that much anymore.
Right.
I did have someone whose name was Hook,
Okay.
and they were using the title "Destined for Greatness, perhaps," which
Okay.
is a nice. I'm assuming it's the deep cut wrestling joke that I took it as.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really pumped about seeing that. I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Those are my people.
I will give you credit for that. Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming these people are changing their names somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
And using, because I've seen a couple of like names correlating perfectly with titles, and it's like, okay, I get it. You've done fine, kind of thing. But it's Marvel Snap. It continues to be great, and like I just hit level 50 in my season pass, so I'm about to start getting all of the rewards for that, which I
Yeah.
guarantee, because I've talked to Boston today, that's going to be 4 pixel variants is the variants I'm going to get.
Undoubtedly. My pixel curse continues to infect everybody, giving you the worst cards.
Yes. So now the question is, do we want to talk about a newish game, an old new game for me game, or a future game?
Let's go with the old new game first.
Yeah.
Okay. So old game but new for me.
Yes.
Bugsnax is leaving Game Pass at the end of the month. So I'm playing Bugsnax because
Peninsula.
and I cannot help but love this game, and I guess I'm ketchuping up on old games.
Get out.
I just got the tripwire like an hour and change ago. Well, an hour and change ago, like 3 hours ago, based on before we started recording. I just got the tripwire, which I don't think I was supposed to know about, but I got it anyway because I was in the neighborhood. So sure. So I have the tripwire, I have the grappling gun. I'm currently sending people back to Snacksville, whatever it's called.
Bunker,
I don't
bunker,
know.
Bunker.
Yes, dude, don't, because that thing has been stuck in my head like so
Bunker,
much.
bunker.
The candy flies, the sweet candies, the little red dragonfly looking things that
Yep.
look like Campinos, funnily enough. Those things.
Yeah.
Bugsnax is a very charming game.
Mm-hmm.
With a wide variety of silly characters.
A wide variety of body horror.
Yes, that is true. I don't know the spoiler yet, so don't spoil it for me, please.
I am absolutely not spoiling that game.
Because I know
You need to
there
take
is
that ride.
Yeah.
there is a hard, dark turn at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I know that happens. I don't know
Okay.
what the hard, dark turn is.
I encourage
assuming-
people to play Bugsnax and play it all the way through the ending so you can take the full ride in that game.
It's I will say this, it's not as hard as Doki Doki Literature Club.
No.
Because
I don't think anything will
I've
be.
had a couple people be like, how hard are we talking? I'm like, not that hard.
Yeah,
I don't think anything has hit that hard before.
Don't worry too much about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited because this is like one of those things. I love this type of stupid game, whether it's Pokemon, where you got to catch them all, whether it's Slime Rancher, where you got to breed and then sell poop from various things. Like it's this.
Your Viva Pinatas.
Viva Pinata, one of the greatest games of all time, bar none. I don't care who you are. It is. It's fantastic. I was literally telling my friend in England, yo, you really need to download and play this if you haven't, because it's his type of game. But I love the stupid simple puzzles where it's like, yeah, break a hole. Oh, gee, that bunga will charge at me. Sorry, that barbecue bunga will charge at me if I'm in front of him.
Yeah.
Or the spudley, which is just a baked potato, which is this cute little thing, which
I can't get enough of it. It's so good.
the designs are so really well done.
And the
Like,
dumb voices that all of them have are perfect.
Yeah, it's literally like they got somebody in a closet and just like, yeah, say this word over and over and over.
Say peninsula, and they're like, peninsula. And it's like, yep, perfect. Love it.
Then they just take that and they tweak it depending on the emotional state of the peninsula in question.
Right.
Didn't think
Throw it
I would
through
ever
an auto
say...
mixer.
Yes. I didn't think that emotional states of food would be something I would care about. But okay. Also... Apparently, I'm allergic to Bugsnax.
You as a person or a character?
The character.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that being a thing. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
it was
tried
the
to
whole
give me
thing
one,
about why
and
you
the
can't eat
screen
it and
goes
get...
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put you in the bathroom for a while for reasons, I guess.
Also, I totally forgot about that. The intro movie of like the crazy wilds of Bugsnax.
Yeah.
The boys came back from the war and found something crazy.
Apparently, I also captured a Bugsnax Yeti photo, but I didn't even see the thing, so sure. Apparently that exists.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that the thing that gets you on the island, is you like take a picture of a Bugsnax Yeti and you're following the trail or something?
No, you crash land your airship, dude. Like
I was gonna say,
Oh, that's right.
landed on the island.
That's right.
Yeah, you crash
been a
land your
while.
airship and then Finigular or whatever his name is meets you. He's the quote unquote
The mayor.
who is so hungry because he can't catch a strawberry.
That's right. Yeah.
I like the
love
variants though,
Bugsnax.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the little variants are cool.
Yep.
The general vibe of the game is kind of cool.
And like you said, it's a pretty simple puzzle game too. Like, you see a bug, you see the path it's supposed to take. The game will usually be like, "Hey, use this trap," and then you just got to figure out how to kind of path the thing into the trap.
The pop ticks were my favorite. It's like, gee, maybe they'll be easy to catch if they get set on fire, and there's a tarantula-looking thing, a scorpion-looking thing shoots fire on the wall.
I forgot about the
I wonder
weenie
how that
worm.
works.
The little hot dog that's a worm.
The worm is pretty great. The shy weenie worm, which is the one that looks like the one Sonic eats, whatever that one's called, that type of hot dog.
Oh, chili
The
dog?
chili dog, yeah.
Yes, there you go. That's the shy version of the hot dog, apparently.
Yep.
Sure, I guess. But I don't know. Like, I'm enjoying filling out that Bugsnax Dex or whatever the hell you want to call it, where it's like, here is the list of the things in this neighborhood. Here is the ones you've caught. Here is the ones you've donated. It's been really fun, to just go through and experience the game as a whole. Of course, it's me, so I put myself on a hard time limit for it because it's like I got to beat this in a week and a half.
I mean, thankfully,
all I'm playing.
It's not super long, even if you're going for everything. Yeah. It's a pretty short experience.
Yeah, Tetris Effect is one of the other ones leaving Game Pass. Like, nope, I'll buy that and finish that at some other point because I ain't doing that in this amount of time.
No.
And it's Tetris Effect, which is a gorgeous game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, my three main types of games, as we've discovered, are hardcore survival sims, like the one where you go underwater and a dragon eats you, whatever that's called. I can't remember. You know the one I'm talking about. Yes.
Yep.
Subnautica, you are right, Nim.
Yep.
That one, which is horrifying because it's underwater. I don't know why I like leaning into my fears. Listen to Critical Misses, season 20, episode 2 for a look behind that
for
veil.
One of the biggest versions of that. Oh God.
I like roguelikes, obviously.
Yep.
And I like stupid little mini puzzle games like this, the insurance fraud game that we played for Game Club.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it's called. Return of the Oberdin.
Okay.
There we go.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna remember the names of anything this week, so don't worry me.
Apparently not. But it's a quote unquote green sky game that's got a secret dark sunset at the end of it. So
yeah, if you want a game that is like it has the blue sky nature of Viva Pinata, and it has cute animals that are named funny and punny things, then yeah, Bugsnax is definitely worth. I think I beat it in like 5 hours or so. Like it's a pretty short.
Yeah,
it definitely doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah, I think 10 hours is the full gamer score, I think, based on what people are saying. But
yeah,
didn't it get DLC too?
Did the Isle of Big Snacks?
Yep,
they're Bugsnax, but they're big.
Of course.
Yeah,
because why not? I did play a bunch of Paw Patrol Grand Prix, but I'm not going to talk about that again. I've said everything I need to say about that one.
Yep.
So now, new game or future game?
New
Take
game.
your pick, boys.
Yeah.
New game? So, thanks to Boston talking about this on the show, I would have never known that this game came out. This is his fault, for the record.
Okay.
100% his fault.
Just like all the roguelikes, it's my fault.
Yes. I wouldn't know that this game came out if you hadn't have literally talked about it on our releases schedule.
Okay.
Which, fortunately, we don't put every release on there because some of them are just not worth talking about. Otherwise, I'd have an Xbox full of games. Wait, hold on a minute. I do have an Xbox full of games.
I'll be getting a message from production?
Yes. No, I'm getting a message from SSD. He says, stop it.
He says, please help.
I bought this literally while we were recording the show. And I started it at last. Wanted Dead.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to start playing this game. Oh, man.
Hey, Boston.
Yeah.
Did you buy it too?
No, I just saw it on sale for somewhere and I need to buy it.
Let's get this out. I need a caveat. I need a caveat real quick.
Wanted Dead certainly needs a lot of caveats. Oh, Nimp, you can't explain Wanted Dead.
I need a caveat for me specifically, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think listeners of the show would know, and you as my fellow co-host would be well aware, I am not bad at games. I am not hashtag bad at games. Sure. I am a pretty good video game player.
You're a skilled gamester.
Yes. I am also not one to shy away from a hard game. I believe that has been an issue of some heat on this show before.
No.
I am perfectly fine turning things up to the hardest difficulty and then playing it once just to get every achievement in said game.
Right.
Can't do that with this game. It has 5 difficulties, by the way.
Woof. Okay.
On the default difficulty, this game is impossibly difficult.
You know, I have a similar story about a new game in my game with a default difficulty that's also really difficult.
It doesn't have a lower difficulty, Boston.
So the minimum difficulty is spicy.
Yes.
Great.
As in, it took me 7 attempts to beat the first level.
Goodness, okay.
I mean, you're just getting old, man. Trigger finger ain't what it used to be.
Yeah,
this is where the caveat comes in.
Okay.
Because there's definitely moments where I'm like, well, I 100% know that button, the button I should have pressed right there, and I didn't press it. Is that my reaction is going to crap? Or is that the game not giving me enough of a heads up that was about to happen? So I need to crank out a Batman game really quick and throw it on the highest difficulty and see if I can still hack it.
Shake off the cobwebs.
Or I need to boot up the old Metal Gear Rising Revengeance and see if I can still hack it on that, because that is a game that I beat on the hardest difficulty and loved every single second of it. And I can't help but think, is the problem me? Or is the problem the game?
Based on what I know of Wanted Dead, the problem is probably Wanted Dead.
Honestly, because the entire thing that we've been watching so far, this looks like, what was that Sega game? Primary Domain or whatever?
Binary Domain.
Binary, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's like they all just look goofy as heck. There's 4 of them and they're shooting robots.
Yes. The story here makes no sense, we'll say, to put it mildly. It's a capitalistic nightmare of a world where robot police people are fine and they are basically under contract with the city and other companies are trying to take it over. There is a skill tree that you unlock skills for. Every time it has a hybrid of third-person shooting and up-close action, and you can choose which one you want to do. It's not like locked out or anything. It's just the speed the game runs feels slow. So the button inputs feel slow. The blocks and counters feel slow. It's just something about it where I feel like I'm trying to wade through mud while I'm trying to play the game.
And
I'm not trying to be a smart ass when I say that. It's just that's how the controls feel. They
and
feel sluggish.
And it's clearly kind of a B game in a way that we usually really like. Oddly, the game this team worked on before this, Valkyrie Elysium, which is kind of a wild swing of development here.
Yeah.
So there's John Wick style like close quarters combat in here, which I kind of like. I just got to the end of the first or the second level, got sent back to the police station, and now there's a claw game I can play.
The thing that attracts me so much to this game is every time I see something about it, it's just so weird. Like the gameplay,
it's so stupid.
Yeah, like when you're playing the game itself, like you're shooting the enemies in the levels, that stuff looks fine. It looks perfectly serviceable, and like you said, it looks kind of floaty, muddy, okay. Everything else about this game looks just so odd and like off kilter and weird in a way that seems tongue-in-cheek and knowing, but kind of strange. It feels like a PS2 game where it's like somebody had a vision for this game and they made it, and I just don't know what they are talking about at any turn.
Honestly, pretty much that's exactly how it is. It's difficult to put my finger on it because there's just so much about it that's dumb, hilarious, and like the regular enemies that Boston is showing on the live feed for everybody who watches that is. They're fine because they're relatively easy to beat. And then you get a ninja who shows up and he's like full on Grey Fox from Metal Gear, like a ninja outfit with two swords kind of stuff. And you have to fight him in close combat, like because he will block or move away from anything you try ranged. But the close combat controls are not good enough for me to feel comfortable fighting him. That's who I was stuck on for like hours.
And you know what's really weird is I was just looking it up here while we're talking because I remembered there being some weird lineage here with this game, and most of the development team is old Team Ninja people, like the dudes who made Ninja Gaiden, like those sorts of dudes, and it just the game that they made is weird. Like it's like Deadly Premonition levels of weird, where it's like it plays weird, the story is strange. The tone is just odd, and it doesn't play as well as it needs to.
I know at some point there will be a pancake making minigame.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know.
Yep. For one cutscene, there's a narrator, and then he disappears after about 3 sentences. Yep.
The loading screen is a meme.
Okay.
So you might catch it in the video, I'm not sure, but it's the meme where it's a bunch of people leaning back because something harsh has been said, and then one person goes diagonally across the screen going, ooh.
Oh, yeah. That one.
It's that meme, except it's the characters from the game doing that exact action.
Now I need to see if I can find it.
Because I keep dying, I
get it all the time.
The same stupid loading screen. It's ridiculous. I don't know. The game feels punishingly difficult for reasons I don't know why.
For PS2 reasons?
Dreamcast reasons, more like it.
Exactly.
Like this is what this feels like to me. This feels like that. I would say fever dream, but let's say drug dream of the Dreamcast release schedule.
Yep.
it's I don't know, man. It's
It's a $40 game that has a 57 on Metacritic. So like, you kind of know what you're getting into. Like you're getting into this weird experience.
yeah. It is how I would describe it best right now. There's some stuff about this I'm really not a fan of. Also, the fact that one of the achievements is get all of the other achievements, and one of those achievements is beat the game on every difficulty. It's like,
Yikes.
really? Like,
No,
go
thanks.
away. I did die enough to the point where I did get a pop-up menu asking me if I wanted to change the difficulty to, I think it was Neko-chan difficulty, which is Catboy difficulty.
It's great. Yep.
I chose no
Baby cat
because
difficulty.
I want to know how bad this game gets.
Right.
I did, by the way, run across a giant four-legged tank walker-looking thing. It's like
All right, now we're talking.
vibes the whole way down.
Yeah, here we go.
And it's like, okay, I guess maybe.
Yep.
Oh, like sure. I don't know how I'm going to kill it with my 40 bullets in my rifle and my sword, but I guess I'm going to do it. I'm not riding. Riding is cool. Riding is amazing.
So,
Enough bullets to kill anything that moves.
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta bust out your high frequency katana and you're good to go, man.
That's right.
Dude, Raiden would have a ball in this world because everyone's so slow and stupid.
That's right.
Like this is why I kind of want to install Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and see, do I still got it? Am I still Rocky, or am I like Creed at the moment, like Apollo Creed, who
Right.
gets done in by the Russian guy? Like,
Who's
which
at
one am I?
fault here?
Or
Yeah.
are you going to get super good at this game and it's going to
No.
impact every other game that you play?
That's
after
right.
this?
The-
In a
I
negative
would love
highlight.
to say, yes, but the game isn't good enough for that. Is the problem?
Right.
Like,
That's the thing. It's like
The
you get
thing
used
about-
to running around in mud and stuff, and then you pop in like another game. You're constantly jumping off cliffs because you can't
Oh.
get it down.
I'm so fast.
100%. This is the Piccolo fighting Goku. This is the
Right.
not Sasuke, but
Rock Lee.
Rock Lee fighting Gaara scene where he
Yeah.
dropped the weights and then all of a sudden he's super fast. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's this. Speaking of memes, there's two for you.
Yep.
I want to love it. I do. I want to love it because it's got that dystopian cyberpunk stupid world building that I really, really like. But at the same time, your health bar is tiny. You take so much damage, and then a guy shows up with two swords and kills you 15 times. It's just like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing it because I have to keep playing it to finish it now. Because part of the reason I bought this when Boston talked about it on the show is I was disappointed in myself for not having an Alpha Protocol nominee for Game of the Year 2022.
Okay.
So this is my own self-guilt leaning in towards buying garbage games to try and find the
I was
gold.
gonna say, and yet you still don't have your Alpha Protocol for 2023.
Right.
Let me tell you, I made a bunch of progress on those sales that hit like right at the end of last year and early this year. I've got like 9 Alpha Protocol containers installed on this system.
Right.
And I'll talk about them if and when I play them. One of them is a 700-hour RPG, just
There
for
you
the
go.
record.
Why not?
Sure. But I don't know. I will let you. I will let you know when I know how the game fares over time. Apologies, I have a Louise on my lap
you
now. There
found
you go.
it.
You found the
Yeah.
meme.
Found the loading screen.
There it is. But yeah, see, it's that, and I've seen
Yep.
it a million times. It's
I never
really
saw it until
annoying.
they did the God of War one.
No, that one's really good. Yeah.
Which I guess that leaves me with my future game, correct?
Yes.
Okay. This advanced warning for everyone who, Eloise, would like to see me sunburned to hell. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in the year 2023.
Okay.
Not because I love to kayak, because I'm cautious when I go kayaking. I use a factor 50. It's going to come because a friend, correction, an enemy of the show,
Mm-hmm.
Rob, that's Brain Eater for those in the community.
I know what this game is now.
Uh-huh.
Recently
He
announced.
Sent me a little link. Nymph, you might want to close your ears for this one. If you haven't seen it, you want to close your ears.
I think I know what you guys are about to say, but I'm not positive.
Mm-hmm.
A little game coming out in the future called Monster Hunter Now.
Yep. No, I did see them post about that. The now and later. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Niantic's new future game. Niantic being famous for Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And what was the thing they did before that? It was like a geocaching game or something like that.
No, it was Pokemon Go without the Pokemon stuff.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making an AR Monster Hunter game. Is the long and short of this. And the closed beta is open to sign up for now because of course it is.
Yep.
And because of course I have a problem. Like, he sent me the link and he hadn't even signed up for it yet. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you send me this? Like,
that's right. You monster hunter.
Literally, I should hunt you. You're that much of a monster.
That's right.
So he sent it to me, and I'm like, of course, I'm gonna sign up for this because why not? I'm sure I can, I'm sure I will get into this like stupid people do, because stupid people do stupid things.
It gets you a little fresh air. How can you go wrong?
And it gets me a little fresh air, and I get to see Rathian and Rathalos in the actual world, which I am 100% down with. It's like, cool. Yeah. This is like, I literally have plushies right here. Look, my little Monster Hunter plushies who live right next to me.
Yeah.
The white one this time.
Sir Calvinius in chat said Ingress. Thank you. That was
Niantic's
first game.
Pre-Pokemon Go 1. So, of course, I signed up for it. And let me tell you about the sign-up process for this, especially on my phone. It asks for a birth date, because of course it asks for a birth date. You've got to be over a certain age to play certain games. I'm fine with that.
Sure.
What should happen when you tap into a birth date field?
It should give you a drop-down menu with whatever, days, years, months.
Or it will do the shadow text version of DDMMYY, and you just type.
It'll let you know what format you need. Yeah.
Let's see how far Capcom's influence goes.
It popped up a calendar.
Love it.
You have to hit all the way back each month.
So good.
For the last 30 years. Yeah.
Yep.
And I literally had to hit the back arrow because it doesn't let you select by year. It makes you go by month. So I'm literally sitting there hitting this back arrow, and if you miss hit and don't hit set, it closes it and resets it back to today. For the record.
They're just weeding out the posers, man.
That's right. How bad do you want the monsters?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make their sign-up hard because the game is going to be hard. It's a Monster Hunter game. Come on.
It's your first taste of Monster Hunter.
It's the Dark Souls loading screen where it says, press the button to start, and it won't let you press any button other than that button. Not one of these press any button things. Right. It's like, no, you have to press the one that's on the screen.
I said what I said.
That's the rule. So I'm sitting there and I'm tapping through all these months for the second time. And I get all the way to the 2000s, like 2001. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm almost there. And then I realize I'm old as hell. Like, no, I still got over a decade to go.
No, man, I stop when I get to the 18-year range and then just hit 1-1, call it good.
So, of course, it's like 1999. Like, nope. I'm an idiot. I'm much older than that. I've got a whole nother decade to go through.
Yep.
But I finally signed up, and they send you a cute little picture of the cat people things, which I loved.
Nice.
Palico. Jesus, it took me so long to remember that word. So now I'm signed up for Monster Hunter Now, and I hate Rob so much because
you guys are in it together.
You know the reasons.
Yeah.
No,
it'll
because
be fun.
He signed up because I signed up. He had
Oh.
he was signed up. I sent him the screenshot of like congratulations on signing up, and he's like, "Well, if you're gonna do it, I guess I better do it too." It's like you
Yeah,
didn't do it
dude.
first. Like, come on, why would you trap me that way? Like, I'm not a monster to be trapped. Thank you very much.
That's right.
He's just testing the waters.
Right.
These waters are poisonous, dude.
This is the Dark Souls.
The real Monster Hunter starts now. Yeah.
That's
But yes, I signed up for Monster Hunter now, and I'm sure I will be hooked into that like a weird nesting child as soon as I can. Yes, give me the Rathalos. Yes, I will spend $5,000 on this game that I play outside in public spaces.
I mean, I still see people play Pokemon Go out in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
I do too, and it's a good thing that I had phone issues between my English phone and my American phone not transferring my save over. Otherwise, I would probably still be playing it.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I got myself off of that particular poison,
Right.
and now it's a different poison designed specifically for me.
Poison for Cusco.
Anyway.
Cusco's poison.
Yes, I know. Anyway, that's all I've been playing. Nimp, tell me about your game.
Tell us about your RPG problems.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, this is a different kind of RPG problem.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, I'm just burnt out on RPGs right now because I've got 2 of them and 1 coming in the mail, and there's still like 3 more coming out this year, and I just can't play RPGs right now.
I feel you.
I'll get over it in a bit. So, on top of being sick, and then the rest of my family being sick and having to take care of them, we ended up canceling the weeks with Angel Eye and myself playing. He needed to push it back. He contacted me on Thursday. I'm like, no, man, I'm still sick, and now I'm taking care of everybody else. I don't have time to play right now, so we didn't. But I have been playing Far Cry 6.
Oh, okay.
Which I bought it physically. I forgot that Dying Light had been the thing. Dying Light 2 had been the thing that we'd all been playing for a bit. So I couldn't figure out why my Xbox was having issues with turning on Far Cry 6. And then I had to figure out where I put the case for that because I don't have that many Xbox games physically. So once I finally found that, put the disc in, swapped them out, and all that fun stuff, I was still in the very beginning of this game because I just got off of beating 5. 6 was on sale for, I think I got it for like $10 or something, $9 or $10. I got it stupid cheap, and I just was not wanting to play another Far Cry immediately. Fast forward to today or this week, and I still don't want to play a Far Cry game.
It's almost as if 40 to 50 hours in the same game year after year after year is just not as fun.
They don't change that much. Like the story, like 3 was a pretty okay story, but that was mostly because you had a really good villain in Voss.
Right.
And I know
Who
3
turned out
has
to
the
be
issue with the
real
whole
villain.
Yeah, and how 3 has the whole issue with the white savior theme and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but whatever.
It's a Ubisoft
It's what
game.
these games are. It doesn't matter what color of your skin is. You're the savior of whatever you're going to be playing. That's what this game is even now. I found out that there was a secret ending. My son and I were talking about that, and all you have to do is when you finally get a boat, you just take the
Drive
boat
away.
off the map. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Just like
Which is what I
4.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, where you just sit there for 30 minutes or whatever it was. I did it in that one too, whatever obscene amount of time it was. So I did that, and you get a cutscene of pretty much your character is sitting on the beach of Miami, it's presumed, because that's where they had been trying to get since the beginning of the game. And they are on a beach chair, drinking a mojito, and they've got a radio next to them. And the radio is talking about how, the terrorist group on this island has been taken care of, and the so-and-so leader of this group is saying that everything is fine, everything is maintained, we've killed the terrorist leader, and we're mopping up all the terrorists. So, in a sense, every single person that you know in this game is dead now.
Goodness.
And then the radio just leaves off with, "In other news, the world is closing because of the illness that is spreading across the world." And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. COVID was
great.
happening for this.
Right.
And then that's it. You get credits and you beat the game. And then you can continue back to restart where you left off. But I just thought, it was like, wow, that was kind of weird because your character doesn't react at all in that ending. Like, they're just sitting there drinking.
Okay.
And there's like absolutely no reaction.
Not my problem anyway.
Pretty much, which, I mean, in the beginning, you're just trying to get off the island with, I think it was your brother. I think that's the characters that you get to choose. It's your brother or your sister or whatever.
Oh, like
So
the
depending on
Assassin's
which
Creed
one-
Odyssey thing.
Yeah, so depending on which one you pick, the other sibling is the one who,
Right.
you know, hey, gets killed.
Right.
So your character is already disenfranchised with that, doesn't care about liberating this island, which, again, yeah, okay, that's fine. That's not your
Sure,
fight.
yeah.
But then to just have it where it's like, because you were not there, you were the sole linchpin for this group succeeding.
Yeah, like for the whole conflict.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
with you not there, they didn't have a hope. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this,
Far Cry.
whatever. So I go back into the game, and it is a lot of just, you go and talk to somebody, and it's just a lot of gratuitous swearing, which I don't care about, but it kind of just got to a point of, dude, you can just tell me
That's
that
right.
you need something blown up over here, because I know that's what we're doing, or you can tell me I need to just show up and kick in the door and kill all these military people.
Right.
I can do that. I don't need 6 to 7 paragraphs of you just swearing at me.
On the day
And then
I was born.
finally-
Just like,
yeah,
no,
and then
stop.
finally at the end you tell me what the objective. So I've just been skipping the story this whole time. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't care about a single one of these characters at all. One of them made me so angry when I completed a quest that they betrayed me, but they were still a story character. So I shot them in the head, and that put them out.
Okay.
They are still alive, though, because I had to revive them because I didn't know I was still doing quests for this idiot.
Oh.
So I revived him, took the quest, and shot him in the head again, and then left.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a
that's-
real bummer because like everybody likes to have Assassin's Creed be a punching bag of like, yeah, here's Ubisoft games, but man, Far Cry for a real long time has just been, it's literally the same game over and over again.
Hey,
you
at
have
least in AC, like the characters are different each time.
You're in a different place at least. Like, look at Far Cry Primal. It's the same map as 4. They just like rotate it a little
Yeah.
bit. Like,
and that's what I was saying too. It's like, not to downplay I forgot what term I used, but basically the white savior, I think was what I
Right.
said earlier. Not to downplay that, but it's literally in these Far Cry games, it's all cookie cutter main characters. So
Right.
this character could have been white, could have been black, could have been Hispanic like they are in this game. It doesn't matter. It's the exact same cookie cutter format for all of
Yep.
these characters. And it's stupid.
the only
But-
wild thing about 5 was the ending because nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
spoil
That was
it,
the that was the best thing, but you had to play through 80 hours of Far Cry to get to it.
yeah.
Yeah. But I am finding that this is filling a very nice violent niche that I apparently have right now.
You have a specific video game need in Far Cry
Yeah,
here?
because I am so annoyed with this game, but I finally upgraded my weapons to the point that they shoot like weapons now. So I have a real ACOG, not this stupid little painted scope thing that sucks to use. I have a
Right.
real silencer on my weapons. I have a handgun that shoots fire because why not? And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'll get into that in a little bit. But so one of these missions I had to do was I had to take over this whole military thing. And I started out, like I always do, super quiet. You show up, you're on a hill, you got your little camera out so that you can sit there and you can get all the icons to pop on where the enemies are at, where
Sending
the
the
alarms
tiger
are at.
in.
Yeah. And I do have my crocodile,
Yeah, there you go.
who I would send in for distractions later. But so I would get everybody highlighted and set up so I knew where everything was at. And then I would just slowly start sniping them.
Yep.
And then after I got to a point, I would start sniping people in obvious places so that I could get other people to start showing up so that I can snipe, pull them out of their cover and snipe them. And because I have a silencer, they don't know where the attack's coming from, so they don't alert anything, and they can't because I've already disabled everything.
Gotcha.
So then it's just slowly just mopping through the area, and then I send my gator in there, or my crocodile, whichever, and he just goes in and mops whoever I missed. That's fun every once in a while, where you get to play the Batman a little bit, where it's pitch black, they don't know where it's coming from, and next thing you know, everyone's dead.
He's everywhere.
Then I was getting annoyed with something else in the game. I unlocked a shotgun, and it was another mission of go in here and kill everybody. So I just truck through the gate, jump out, blowing everything up. I am shotgunning everything that moves in this game. Turns out it was a rescue mission I didn't know. Luckily, I didn't kill any of them. Even though it was saying up top, hey, you need to save like 7 of these prisoners or whatever.
No,
like,
thanks.
oh, oops.
Blah, blah,
blah. I got all 7 of them because I killed everybody else before I found them. So that's how that worked out.
Sometimes that works.
It
go
does.
loud and go proud.
But now my favorite thing is that as you're pulling it up in the video, fire is still an awesome weapon in this game. All right, they've really harnessed that. And now that I have this pistol that I can shoot flames with, if I have a person in the brush who's shooting at me and I can't see them, I just shoot around them.
Oh, sure.
And then I catch them on fire. And then they come running out on fire, and then I shoot them.
Yeah.
I mean, does this follow Geneva Convention?
No.
It's a video game.
It follows Far Cry 2 convention.
Yeah, I'm shooting tons of people in parachutes, whatever.
Yeah.
So the action aspect of this game, it's fine. Some of the guns still don't feel good in this game, and some things just feel entirely bullet spongy. But for the most part, like, I'm just showing up and wrecking fools, and it's been really fun. According to the game, I am 28% into the story so far, and that's all I've been doing right now. Like, I've got so many icons on this map. Luckily, you don't have to climb anything so far. To like get the icons to show up.
So it's a brand new Ubisoft.
Yeah, you basically show up in an area, it lifts the fog a little bit, and as you start doing missions within that area, it lifts the fog more, and then you start to see like all the chests and stuff popping up. So you don't have to worry about treasure maps or anything like that. You do start unlocking
the crew method.
Yes. You do start unlocking fast travel points, so you don't have to worry about, and they do this all the time. I just went across this island to do a mission. Now I have to go back to where I started to accept another mission.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I've got a phone or a radio or something. Yeah,
so now you can fast travel. A lot of times I just take helicopters everywhere, especially the ones with the missiles and the machine guns, because then I can just clear out what's going to end up being a clear mission anyway before I even touch the ground. So I don't even have to worry about that crap. The only thing is they do have artillery set up throughout the islands. As soon as you get into an area, it lets you know, hey, you're going to get shot down if you keep progressing. You just fly super low to the ground, find where the artillery thing is on the map, and just blow it up with your helicopter.
Nice.
And then you can just fly freely. It's no big deal. It just catches you off guard sometimes, and you're going a little too fast. But yeah, it's fine. I now have a wiener dog. I think his name is Chorizo. The one that's in the wheelchair that everyone they did like their big thing. The best thing about this dog is that it is not there to take out enemies like the crocodile or like this chicken thing that I'm following. It is literally just there to distract enemies. It runs up to them, it starts barking at them, and they're distracted. So, and that's how you upgrade. Like with the crocodile, it has to kill a certain amount of things, and then it earns like a revive ability where it can revive itself once. As it continues to kill things, it starts earning. I think all of them have like 3 skills that they can unlock through certain parameters. So I got the crocodile maxed out. It had to kill like 50 enemies on its own. Now it can revive itself when it goes down, and then when it does, it recovers like over 60% health or something like that without me having to run up to revive them. With little Chorizo burrito, like you just distract guards with them. That's his track. Like he has to distract like 10 guards.
He barks and they're like, "Is that a dog named Chorizo?" And it's like blah blah blah.
And his I think the first ability that you unlock for him is when he distracts 10 other military guards, whatever. When you walk up and pet him, you start to recover health. And
That's
then the
nice.
next one is if you recover enough health through him, you unlock his next bonus, which I don't remember what that one was.
He just gets a rocket launcher.
Dude, I had hope, but no, you can see all of them, and they're all just distraction things. Where it's like he just gets better and better at distracting while helping you survive. And literally, it's just like a little wiener dog, little Dotson, pup that's running around following you. So it's fun. I am glad they added it. Something weird like that.
Yeah.
Something gentle in this game where I am just lighting everything on fire and just not caring about anything. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about the stupid backpack that you're running around with. You got like metal pipes on your back, and that's your ultimate skill. Hit the shoulder buttons, and there's I get 6 different variants of this thing that I can equip at once. The one you start out with, you just shoot like a bunch of rockets off your back to whatever's in front of you. Yeah. There's another one where it can heal you when you use it. There's another one where it just emits like a poison mist and kind of messes a lot of people up. And there's a couple different other variants that you can pick up as well. And they all, depending on which variant you are running with, depends on what your utility equipment is. Like right now, I've got pipe bombs. I can throw baseballs to distract people, and I think I can throw bricks, maybe.
Okay. All your standard video game stuff.
Yeah, so it's fine. There's no hunting really in this game. You can fish and you can hunt, but you're not using it to unlock, like extra holsters or to be able to carry more ammo. Yeah, They don't have any of that in this game. It's mostly just, you have dog meat or horse meat or whatever. You can put that in a meal, and now you have like a health boost for 20 minutes or something.
Right.
So I don't know. It's fine. I'm leveling up. I don't know why though, because you don't have stats or anything. You don't have skill points. You don't have a skill tree. So I think it's increasing my health, but I'm not sure. I have a pretty big health bar. Yeah. So it's just kind of I'm just gonna run around and set the world on fire and see what happens.
I'm gonna play a video game.
Yeah. So I'm planning on getting that beat this week because my next game is going to be Jedi Survivors, which comes out this Friday, and I am totally looking forward to that game right now.
Yep.
And I know Moon is too. We are both super excited right now.
Moon has the face of, oh right, that's coming out.
And according to stories, at least on PlayStation 5, it's like 170 gigs or something. Yeah, it's a big
boy.
Apparently, it's a good portion open world game. Not fully open world, but bigger maps than what we had before. So we can get into that next week. But anyway, that's all I have been playing this week.
All right. Let me start off with a game. I'm gonna bookend these my games list with games that worked. So let's start off with Stardew Valley.
Ooh.
Always a good.
I was gonna say we don't get a list like that very often.
No, we certainly don't. Stardew Valley caught all the fish, shipped all the items, got all the star drops, and got all the golden walnuts. So
sounds like Moon's good luck did you some good.
Yeah, like literally, probably an in-game hour later after that, I had caught that octopus. And finished. I'm a master angler now, so things are going well. I just started cooking a whole bunch of stuff, and I think I've cooked maybe 75% of the dishes in total, because I've been ruthlessly hoarding everything I make or run into or forage or anything.
AKA the correct way to play video games.
Yeah.
Right. I will never sell anything unless I know that I won't need it.
Or that it's easily accessible to get again.
Yeah, and especially in this, a bunch of crafting and cooking things are like, oh, you needed to pick up 6 of these hazelnuts off of the ground in fall. It's spring. It's like, boy, okay. Let's keep playing.
It's a good thing I've got a chest full of those bad boys.
Yeah, I have a chest full of 50 of them. So oddly, the only thing I didn't have any of are tomatoes, which is weird. I feel like I might not have grown more than a handful of those in this playthrough, which is super strange.
Just enough to get through something, and
yeah, it's odd. So I'm working on all that. Next thing is to do the crafting stuff, which it will be fine. I have the vast majority of those things. I think I need like the only thing I need left that isn't really hard to find are like frozen tears. I think I need like 10 of those for something, which is really weird. Fearer in chat asks platinum. So I would love to. As we talked about last week, the real issue is
JoJo.
the journey of the journey of the Prairie King is that mini game. I played a bunch of that this week. It is harder than I remember in a way that sucks.
Is it you or is it the game? That's the question.
It's a little bit of both, because like just like the combat in the game, it doesn't really control as well as you want it to for a twin stick shooter. So that will likely be the last 2 trophies I would need to get for the platinum. We will see if I ever go and do that, because it sucks. It's just hard. Like, it's just a hard thing. Yeah, like the frustrating thing is it's a hard trophy in a game that doesn't really have hard trophies. There are grindy trophies of like make friends with everybody in Stardew Valley, and it's like I will just do that over the next couple of in-game years. But those 2 are just really, really hard. So Stardew Valley continues to be great. I'm just playing it on and off here and there because it's great. I like it. Fired up a little bit of Citizen Sleeper since this came out on PS4 and PS5. So this came out on PS4 and PS5 at the same time that the last piece of free DLC came out. So the kind of 3 story beats that they released after the game came out, all 3 of those are out now on all platforms. And I was going to go through, I don't remember if I finished the second one. I think I did. But I was going to go through and start a new playthrough, not only to go get the platinum, but also to remember how to play the game before I do the last of those story beats, because the first one did this a little bit, and the second one did it a lot, where it's like, I need you to do this thing in 7 cycles. Go. And a cycle is an in-game day. And it was fine, because I had like min-maxed that game to within an inch of its life. So I was able to do that, but it took me longer than it should have to say like, where's that place? Wait, how do I get scrap again? Oh, what do I have these mushrooms for? And like, it took me so long to get back to it that I felt like I was a little bit, kind of a little bit lost, I guess. So I'd like to go play through Citizen Sleeper again. Maybe make some different choices this time, and maybe make some different like skill tree choices. But Citizen Sleeper's great. I still really like it. As soon as I fired it up, I was like, "Yep, yes, still this is the game I loved. Yep, still here, still doing it." Let's talk about the games that didn't work here. Let's start off with Horizon Forbidden West. Burning
the
Sands
DLC came out.
Yeah, sure did. I had downloaded, so I had deleted Forbidden West off of my PS5 however many months ago I got the platinum, because it's like 135 gigs or something. I don't have space for that. I even have the like 2 terabyte expansion in. I don't have space for this thing.
So you reached for my blood.
Yeah, exactly. So I downloaded it a couple weeks ago because I wanted to download it and like get it patched and get it all set up. And I had pre-ordered the DLC a couple of days before it came out, because I'm like, well, it'll just download overnight. It'll be fine. Everything will be patched and it'll be ready when I go to play it. I was wrong. Not only did it's like the only PS5 game that won't forcefully patch itself and shut itself down. So when I fired up the game, it was like, all right, ready for version, 1.10.4.5 thousand. It's 18 gigs. It's like, okay, fine. Let's download that. Go crazy. I'll come back to you later. So it downloads it. I fire up the game, and up in the upper right-hand corner, it says, Burning Sands, relaunch game when downloaded. And I was like, I swear to God. So I go to the store page, and it's like, purchased. Download? It's like, yes, I would love to. Thanks so much for asking. That's 25 gigs. Great. Okay. I'll come back later for this thing I want to play. Okay. So I finally got that downloaded. I come back hours later because I'm busy doing other stuff, living my life. And then I fire up, I click continue because I had remembered, all right, I finished this game. I'll pick up where I left off. I am in Chain Scrape
For the first time.
at the very beginning of the game, and the whole map is covered in fog of war. And I'm like, wait, what? So I open up my menu. I have all my endgame gear on. I forgot I had fired that game up to try out New Game Plus. And left it at the beginning saying like, oh, that's cool. It starts you right off the beginning. That's pretty neat. So now I gotta dig through and find an old save file at the end of the game so I can go play the DLC. So I have not played this DLC at all.
That's weird. Wasn't the last one you just had to go to a like you just got a quest and you just had to go to a location?
Yeah. It didn't show up for me.
Story progress?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know.
Huh.
Usually when you fire up games like this, there's usually someone in town that's like, Aloy, come over here. The sands are burning. Oh, God. And then you talk to them and be like, hey, go to this waypoint and do the things. So I know I have, because with these games, I always save in new slots every once in a while. I'm more than sure I have a save game at the very end of the game, and I saved a New Game Plus in a new slot, because this probably bit me like 15 years ago with some JRPG. So I just got to go find that thing and do it. So that is my not playing Horizon Forbidden West for this week. That is also the same day I got a push notification on my phone that says Honkai Star Rail is available. Go download it now. And I was like, yeah, man, let's go do it. So if you haven't seen, that's MiHoYo's new game. They're the developers of Genshin Impact. They're making a new one of their Honkai games. This is a turn-based RPG. It's a gacha game. Again, if you're allergic to those, stay away. I was like, oh, great. Perfect. I can download it. I can probably sign into my account. I can get all the prep stuff done, and then once my kid is in bed, this should be a perfect like laying in bed game. So I download it, get signed into my MiHoYo account. That goes fine. And then it does a thing where you like tap to start, and then it says, oh yeah, welcome to the game, 5.7 gigs. And it's like, yep, was expecting that. Just start the download. I'll come back. So I start the download, get my kid to bed. Everything is all set to go. I tap to start again. It's like, whoa, settle down, buckaroo. This thing doesn't launch until midnight on the 25th. And I was like, I swear to God.
Oh my word.
Thank you for at least letting me download it and sign into it for a couple of days. It'd be great if you said that a little bit earlier, maybe.
You'll just have to reinstall another 5 gigs when it releases finally.
Undoubtedly. Yeah.
And then you get to choose the option of, do you want to download all the assets now, or do you just want to stream the assets?
Yeah. Do you want the high quality assets, the English and Japanese voices?
Yeah.
Like, how much do you? Yeah. So check in next week. Hopefully, I will have played Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah, I've been interested in checking that out too. It's just it's not the 25th yet, so I just ignored it.
Yeah, we'll check it out in a couple of days. Hopefully, it's good. It seems very good. Next game here, I downloaded, because I have been procrastinating for the last 2 or whatever years, and I hadn't picked up Kena Bridge of Spirits. It just got added to PlayStation Plus, the game catalog, whatever tier. I don't care anymore.
Exit the Gungeon is on the Xbox now, by the way, as well.
That's great. Exit the Gungeon is a lot of fun. That's a wild game. We'll add it to the list. So my wife and kids saw that I had been downloading this, and are like, "Hey, what's this thing?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Let's do that. This seems like a pretty fairly straightforward kids game." And I started off. It starts you off on story difficulty, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I want a
You're a
little bit.
hashtag real gamer.
Yeah, like I'm a professional gamester here. Like, I want a little bit of difficulty. Let's put it on normal. There are 5 difficulties. Put it right on the middle one, normal. That was a mistake. Normal is brutally punishing, to where you get hit by enemies maybe about 3 times and you're dead. So that was a genuine surprise. But so far, I played maybe an hour of this game. So far, it is very much your typical third-person character action kind of hack and slash sort of thing. You got R1 does light attacks, R2 does heavy attacks. You kind of know what you're doing. You click in the right stick, it does the like Z targeting from the Zelda games. It's got it all. I like a lot of what it's doing so far. A lot of it is like kind of like the Overlord games on the 360. You're kind of finding the little kind of like dark guys that are in the environment called rot. And you get X number of those, you can solve a puzzle in the environment. Like, you get 5 of them, they can move a block for you, and you can get up to this other area. So that kind of stuff is pretty standard. It's good so far. It looks really great. It sounds really good. It runs super smooth. I think my only problem with it so far has been when I play one of these games, I am typically looking for a more directed experience. So I'm looking for something like the first Jak and Daxter game, where it's maybe a little bit open, but it's kind of directed. The Ratchet and Clank games. Like, those for me are perfect. They are, I'm going to go through a level, there's probably a secret or 2 here and there, but it's kind of a point A to point B sort of thing.
Keep following the path and you're fine.
Yeah, like, to me, that's really what I'm looking for. This really isn't that. Once you get past the intro, you kind of unlock this beginning town area, and then you get this mask. You follow the directions this mask gives you, and then they say, like, hey, to recover this guy, get 3 pieces of his memories or whatever, and then it just turns you loose in this giant open area, and that's kind of where I lost my tension with this game, maybe, or any kind of maybe desire to continue playing it, at least for right now, because I'm not really looking for that right now. I'm not looking for this kind of semi-open world thing. It seems like it's really well done. The combat is pretty satisfying once you get it down. It has a pretty solid parry system too, which is nice. But I don't think I'm in the mood for a semi-open world character hack and slash collecty thing. Pharaoh in chat says, would you call it a Zelda-like? I don't. Not really, I don't think, because I think the 3D Zelda games are a little bit more open and a little bit less. I don't want to call it like Dark Souls light, because I don't think that's how strict combat is, but that's the kind of thing they're going for. Like, you got multiple enemies attacking you at the same time. You're doing a lot of dodging and rolling. You're doing a lot of parrying. You have this like energy bubble that you use as a shield. It's that kind of thing. It's not one enemy at a time sort of thing. So I don't know. It seems good. I don't have a lot of games right now that are super kid friendly, so it's kind of nice that there is one of those that my kid was actually interested in. But it seems good. If you have whatever PS Plus gets you the game catalog, it's on there now. They had a bunch of stuff too, like Doom Eternal and a bunch of other pretty big games. So you can play all that stuff now. I don't know when I'm going to go back to this. I'd like to play it because I've always been interested, but I think it kind of pushed me away pretty early on in a way that I don't think I was really expecting. But not really the game. It's just kind of me, what I'm looking for right now.
Check it out in the summertime and maybe it'll click.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Last game here, the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters came out this past week, so of course I'm playing Final Fantasy V. If you haven't listened to the show before, if you're a new listener, Final Fantasy V is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I do the 4-job Fiesta every year, which is upcoming.
I had seen your thing about, I'm playing 5, and I was like, it's too early for 4-job Fiesta.
It's not too early for Final Fantasy V, though. So I think I was a little cool on the PC version of the Pixel remasters. I thought they were good, but I thought they had some kind of issues here and there. I'm pretty happy with this version. I think the new font, which unfortunately was having a real hard time finding a video of someone playing it with the new font on, it's actually way better looking while you're playing it on a bigger screen than I think it looked like in Square's screenshots or promotional videos or stuff like that. It is way more readable than the other font they have. It's much wider, so it doesn't feel like all the letters and words are jumbled up on each other. I wish the font was a little bit thicker, but I don't think the new font that they have is bad. So I think the default font before was bad. So I think we kind of have a nice improvement here overall. I think one of the new improvements they made in this one is let's do this first one first. One of the improvements they did is they have the original soundtrack in here, and you can toggle it at any time. You just go into the menu and go into the configuration, and you just pick either arranged or original, and it switches it right there. It's not one of those like, please restart the game to do the original soundtrack. It just does it.
I should hope not with a game this old.
It's Square Enix, so
But it's also
yeah, you never
You're
really
lucky
know.
You don't have to restart the console because of that.
Yeah, and because I love the Final Fantasy soundtracks, some of the tracks are a little bit different in the arranged versions than the original ones. Like, there's an instrument missing from the cave theme in that the one that plays when you're in literally any cave in the game. There's an instrument missing in the background. It's not the biggest thing. I think I don't think that sound would have worked with the arranged soundtrack. It would have just sounded a little weird. But it's kind of fun to say, like, wait, there's something missing in here. Switch to the original soundtrack, and you hear, like, oh, yeah, there's that, like, weird shaky noise in the background. Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's pretty nice. And then they have the boosts menu. So there are 4 options under the boost menu. Encounters, you can turn those off or on. You can also do that by clicking R3, and that just does it at any point. And it just has this big banner on the screen that says encounters off or encounters on. You have experience, gil, and ABP. And any of those settings you can change from 0, 0.5 times, 1, 2, or 4 times. So if you want to go through and say, like, hey, can I beat this game at level 1? Yeah, man, give it a shot. Sure. Or if you're like me and you're tired of dealing with money, I guess in life, but especially in JRPGs, I just immediately set gil to 4 times. I'm clearing, like, you fought 2 goblins and it's giving you like 2,000 gil. It's like, great, I'm good. I'm sitting on like a million gil. Yeah, like I got 1,000,000 gil at any time. But what's actually been pretty helpful is I'm trying to do 100% of things in one run. So this one run, I'm trying to get every single trophy. So I have to, like, get every hidden item, go every location, get every chest. Most importantly, I'm getting every blue spell. And a lot of those are, like, they're level dependent. So it's like, oh, I need to learn level 2 old, so I need to have somebody that's a level divisible by 2. I need to learn level 5 death. I need to have 1 party member, not all 4 of them, pro tip, divisible by 5 to go get that. It's been really helpful to say, I'm at a perfect level, I'm going to turn off encounters for a little bit, get to the spot I need to farm at, and then turn encounters back on. Or the enemy is in here somewhere that I need the spell from. I'm just going to turn off gaining experience to keep my level where it is, and then kind of farm that stuff. Or if you just want to play Final Fantasy V in a really cool way, turn experience up to 4 times, and you're like blasting through the first boss at level 30, and that would be pretty fun too. So I am at the point now where I am wrapping up World 2, and so far I have 100% of everything that I'm supposed to get so far, which has actually been pretty good. I'm doing stuff in Final Fantasy V I don't normally do because either it's too hard or annoying, or I don't need it, like in a Fiesta run. So it's been kind of neat to do everything. Favor in chat says, what type of run are you doing? I'm actually just doing a normal playthrough because you need to master all of the jobs on one character. So I'm actually just... It's been kind of fun that instead of doing the Fiesta puzzle to kind of figure out bosses and encounters and stuff, I'm actually doing the kind of normal game puzzle of how can I even further break this encounter in like 1 or 2 turns to defeat this boss nearly immediately. So that's been pretty fun because other than the Fiesta, I don't really play Final Fantasy V. I mean, even though it's super short, I usually save it all for Fiesta runs. But so it's been kind of fun to play through the game kind of at my own speed and at my own kind of leisure. The only criticism I have for the game, and I genuinely don't think this is going to affect like 99% of people, and I don't think most people are going to notice it, and it is absolutely not a deal breaker, is the scrolling bug from the PC version is here too. And if the screen scrolls horizontally or vertically, it is fine. If it scrolls diagonally, the frame rate is really weird. It's not like 5 frames a second. It's not 60. It's maybe like 45 or something. It's kind of jittery enough for me to notice, but it's not enough to destroy the game or anything. If the game was like stuttering when you're moving around the world map, that would be kind of a big problem. But it's such a small thing that I am a little bit surprised they didn't squash bringing it over from the PC versions, but I bet it's one of those bugs that is maybe a little too ingrained in the engine at this point.
Yeah, it's just something that it can't work out on its own.
And say, hey boss, I fixed it, and no characters appear anymore in the game. So we're not fixing it.
You wanted that font, and that's what's screwing up this diagonal.
That's right. The monkey's paw curls.
Or it could just be square.
Yeah, it could be a square of being like, I'm not. We intended to do that. I'm not fixing it.
Feature.
Yeah. So far it's really great. I think the benefit of the Pixel remasters is that all of them behave the exact same. I've seen the same kind of feedback about all of the other games as well. They all seem to run really well, both on Switch and on PS4 and PS5, which I would hope they would, because they're not exactly, even these new versions are not exactly really stressing your computer or anything. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the changes they made, and everything seems really great. And from a Fiesta standpoint, doesn't seem like there are any kind of nasty bugs or issues at the moment, which is really great. So if you wanted to play any of these old ones, it seems like these versions continue to be really great. So 2 thumbs up.
The question becomes is, do you use this version to do the Fiesta, or do you use the Vita version because you're a monster?
So the rankings for me personally are, the worst of the worst is the PlayStation 1 version, hands down. It has the worst translation. It has load times every time you get into a battle. It's rough. Like all of the classic RPGs that Square put on the PS1 are really rough. Like 5, 6, 4 Chrono Trigger, like that pack of 4 were just really rough. 1 and 2 were actually pretty good. The PS1 versions of those are good. Super NES version is also not bad. The original version of the mobile ones are okay. You can't really buy those anymore. We call them the Matrix version because that's who made them. And then this for me is probably in second place because I think for the Fiesta they fixed some bugs and introduced some other ones for really specific instances of late game bosses. So I think there's some where it's like you kind of can't do this if you get a specific run and you want to do kind of a late game thing, which for 9 times out of 10 is not going to be an issue. And GBA, the Game Boy Advance version, is still number 1, hands down. It's still the best version. It has the most beneficial bugs, and it eliminates the most kind of harmful bugs overall. But you kind of can't go wrong with this version or the Game Boy Advance version. So if you wanted to play the Fiesta, it's coming up in end of June, end of July, I think it is. So Final Fantasy V runs on most things now, unless you are on an Xbox platform that Square hates, apparently. So who knows?
Me.
Yeah. It just runs on Unity, so like can't port that anywhere, I guess. Square. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it overall. I was a little cool on the PC version, but I'm pretty happy with this one overall. I haven't run into any major stuff. I'm at the end of World 2, so I'll probably wrap up the most of the game this week because I don't have that much left. I'm going to do I'm going to do all of the end game stuff, and I usually only do maybe a small percentage of that stuff on a Fiesta run because it doesn't apply. So I'm excited to do stuff in Final Fantasy V that I haven't done in like 15, 20 years. Like go fight Leviathan, go fight Bahamut, that sort of stuff. Do all of the tablet dungeons. I never do
for that 100% experience again.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see if that turns out to be if that turns out to get me the platinum because I have to open all of the chests, and the very last one in the game is Shinryu, which is the super boss, which I don't know if I've ever beaten Omega in Shinryu. So I will be curious to see if once I beat that boss, if the game is just like, yeah, here's like 3 or 4 trophies because that's the very last step. So we'll see. All right, that's all I'm playing this week. So let's take a break.
Yep. Did you see her deliberately sit in my hat?
Oh yeah. She is not a fan of you right now.
Oh, that's just her
right in your hat.
face.
Goodness.
Oh,
But she
no,
was asleep on my lap.
It's not her face. Yeah, I was gonna say it's her asserting dominance over you and saying you will be done soon.
Right.
Well, she was asleep on my lap, and then my leg went to sleep, so I picked her up. And she wasn't happy with that, so she sat over here, but because it's a wooden surface, she's had to sit on my hat. It's a good thing I have multiple hats on my hat stand, which is my PC.
I have a Stormtrooper helmet over here off camera that's also a piggy bank, and that's where all of my hats sit because the helmet is the size of a human head.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
I have a coat hook on the other side of the room, too, that's got more scarves, more hats, more hoodies.
Nice. All right, you guys ready to do the other part of the show?
Yes.
Hold on, let me just reference my show notes.
You got him, baby.
Any of these things I should buy for the Alpha Protocol Award?
Nope.
I don't think anything this week, no.
I have too much stuff to play as it is.
Too many potential Alpha Protocols.
I'm not kidding. I literally spent probably $50 on like 9 games, and all of them had a distinct Alpha Protocol vibe.
That's right. Nightbot, chill out. Gosh. Loosen up Nightbot a little bit here. It's going crazy today. Gosh. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. Come on. If you want to get back up, come on.
Make an appearance, Louise. The crowd loves you.
Come on. Don't headbutt my microphone. No. It's not something. That is not a rubby toy. That is my face.
Oh,
that
so
you're
I
pushing
bite it.
into. Hold on. Let me just relocate this on the
There
other
you
side
go.
of Louise.
That's right. All right, now she's gonna get all settled in. There we go.
Mhm.
Now we're ready. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of April 24th, 2023. After Image, that's all one word, comes out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and PC. This is a kind of interesting looking side-scrolling Metroidvania sort of thing. So if you have a Metroidvania itch, this is the balm for you. Sorry. I heard it as soon as I said it. Strayed Lights comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and PC. Man, I had already forgotten with this. I look up all these games beforehand and I say, oh yeah, like these are some cool games. I should remember what they are on the show. And then I totally forget about them. So this is a third-person action-adventure kind of beat-em-up parry system sort of game. It also... thankfully, we showed the trailer here. It has that Ikaruga color shifting thing. Yeah, so it looks cool. Austin Wintory does the soundtrack on this one. Did the soundtrack for Journey, among other things. So you've probably heard his stuff here. Lego Bricktales comes out on iOS and Android. People seem to really like this game, and I have never gotten into it yet. So maybe the iOS version is going to be pretty good. Live a Live comes out PS4, PS5, and PC. That was previously a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
So
which is weird.
Yeah, I was really not surprised. I thought this would be like Shin Megami Tensei 5, where it's like, yeah, it's on Switch forever. Unfortunately. Yeah. And yeah, it's coming out.
Hold on. I'm noticing a platform missing from this list here.
No, I think they got all of them. Switch, PS4, PS5, PC. Yep, that's
all the good ones.
Oh, the Vita. Sorry. Yes, that's right. Yep, forgot one. That'll be in a couple months. They'll do a Kickstarter for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a demo out on PS4 and PS5, and I think PC for this one. If you wanted to give this one a shot. Omega Strikers is coming out on PC. If you haven't seen this one, it is very much like Windjammers, kind of like a 3v3 kind of. I don't even. It's a Windjammers, but it's 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted that kind of subgenre of all tabletop like sort of experiences, this looks pretty cool.
Please read the first 3 words from the description, please, of that video, Boston.
Join the foot brawl when Omega Strikers launches on PC. Yeah, it says it's also coming out on consoles and mobile on this 27th as well, and I don't see that yet. So I'm not sure if that got delayed or not, but maybe it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it also comes out. Cool, yeah, sure. The Last Case of Benedict Fox comes out Xbox One, Series Consoles, and PC. It's a really cool-looking kind of 3D, third-person mystery adventure puzzle sort of thing. Looks like it might have a little bit of Lovecraftian sort of tinge to it. Looks neat. That looks like a pretty cool thing. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series Consoles. I feel like it's a game that needs no introduction, really. So that's more Monster Hunter Rise. I've heard Sunbreak is actually really good. People seem to really like the DLC.
I think it's been out on the Switch for ages.
Yes, Switch and PC got it a while ago. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. As we talked about before, Star Wars Jedi Survivor comes out PS5, Series Consoles, and PC. If you couldn't tell, that does not come out on last-gen consoles. It is only current-gen. Trinity...
Well, it's 180 gigs, so yes.
That is also bigger than, like, every PS4 ever made.
I think that's actually bigger than the Master Chief Collection, if that gives you any idea.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
They were talking on the disc. There's only 40 gigs, and the rest of it you have to download. It's not even a day one
Barf.
patch. It's just you have to download the rest of the game. It's not on the disc, which is stupid.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah.
Man, bummer. Next game here, Trinity Trigger comes out, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. This is not a rhythm game. This is a sort of PS2 era styled JRPG, like a hack and slash JRPG. Has a very distinct, like, PS2 era, these are the graphics we can push out of this console sort of aesthetic going on for it, which I kind of dig. And it has 3-player co-op, which is not a thing we see in JRPGs ever. Which we
Not
should...
since Tales or Eternal Sonata.
Yeah, not that
Yep.
often.
We should see that in more things, especially for kind of cool dungeon crawling beat 'em up RPGs. So seems pretty neat.
Not gonna lie, I was expecting your end of sentence there to be, especially for cool JRPG dads like me.
That's right. Cool JRPG dads like this guy with the thumbs. Yeah. And last but not least, Cassette Beasts, which is a game that I keep wanting to say is Cassette Beats. It is not. It is a Pokemon game, to put it bluntly, where you have a bunch of cassette tapes, and the cassette tapes have monsters in them, and you battle other monsters with your cassette tape monsters. So it looks pretty cool. People seem to have been feeling pretty positively about this in previews and stuff. So I'm kind of curious. It's not a genre I usually interact with at all, but I kind of like the 80s influence on this of cassette tapes. Remember those? LOL. Ouch, my hips.
This feels like what if Digimon were analog, so Animon.
Right.
Also, Jinx for Pharaoh in chat.
Yeah, Pharaoh says, so it's analog mon.
Yep.
Yes.
At the same time.
Yep. Great minds think alike. Let's talk about our only news story this week. Cult of the Lamb Relics of the Old Faith is the DLC that they had previously announced. It's coming out this week, and it's free, which is surprising. They had talked about it being free a while ago, and I kind of didn't believe them. Maybe because of Arc recently, where it's like, it's totally free, except it's $70, plus 50, plus 80 more. So it's coming out on the 24th. The Devolver Digital put out a little blurb saying it, quote, it features a, quote, brand new post-game storyline in which a mysterious being asks you to conquer revamped crusades, enemies, and bosses with the help of relics, usable items that bestow unique effects upon the lamb, enhancing combat in a multitude of different ways, end quote. So they're giving us more stuff to collect and to kill cute animals and disgusting bosses. It seems like they're putting, there's a lot of stuff besides just the combat, sorry, Pharaoh in chat says, how is Dead Island 2 actually being out and good, not a news story? You were as surprised as I am that Dead Island 2 is 1 out and 2 good. I am still waiting for the rug pull to happen on that one, where everyone's like, we were just kidding. It's not actually good. We're just messing with you.
That's about 60 hours into the game when you get to zone 2 of 4.
Right. Yeah, it's the inverse Final Fantasy 13, so I'm like waiting for that other shoe to drop. But it does look pretty good and fun and shockingly funny, which is strange. There's a bunch of improvements on Cult of the Lamb with this DLC kind of across the board. Like, there's a new heavy attack. You can assign certain followers to do meal prep, so you don't have to keep doing that weird mini game to make a bunch of poop to feed it to that one guy over and over again, which is still the best quest in that game. You keep feeding poop like 3 times. It's always funny. And then you can build like shelters for up to 3 followers. There's a crypt to store dead followers, so you don't have to bury them or any of the other stuff. I'm sure there's some nightmare stuff you need to do with the crypt later on. But it's nice to see that it isn't just like, here's a new dungeon, and that's it. They kind of improved the entirety of the game overall, which is nice. If you didn't play Cult of the Lamb before, it's really good. We played it on We Roguelike It last year, I think it was.
I believe so, like literally when it came out.
Yeah, we played it as soon as it came out. Yeah, last year. So you should you pick up and play it. It was I think we had a pretty great time. We had some good episodes around that. So go check that out, and go check out We Work Like It. That's all of our news stories this week. Thank you very much.
Is it though?
Oh no, what else do we have? Late breaking news from the field.
I think you missed something very important that was announced earlier, and that's Power Wash Simulator got a roadmap for
right.
upcoming free and paid DLC.
I forgot about that. Yeah, there's like a patch about the lore behind Muckington. Yeah, is coming out. Yeah, they announced actually a ton of stuff coming out this year. There's gonna be at least 2 free DLC packs, at least 2 paid DLC packs, a bunch of patches throughout the year that are kind of like, here's 1.2, here's 1.3, 1.4, like big kind of patches. And it seems like they're committing to supporting it through the rest of the year. I had the day that they had announced this roadmap, earlier that day, I deleted it off of my PS5. He says, like, well, we got the Final Fantasy VII DLC. You got the 2 free DLCs. They're done. Like, they're going to move on to something else. And they're like, no way, baby, here's a roadmap. And it's like, all right, let's reinstall it.
They missed a trick, though. Because they should have had it be a cobblestone path that's dirty with like clear indicators of like things underneath it.
Right.
If you look at the other one that they put out there, they kind of did
cleaner.
that a little bit. Yeah. They cleaned up.
They did a little bit of it. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited because I think as much as I was ready to be done with that game at the end, I think having them come out with smaller packs where it's just a handful of levels is kind of the right bite size for that game to be. So I hope they continue to do that.
Because that treehouse is still killing me. I boot it up every once in a while, and I'm like, man, it's
not even the biggest level.
Yeah, and it's not even so much that it's big. It's just that it takes forever to clean one area.
Yeah, even was like, I upgraded my nozzle. Here we go. Nope, that's still gonna take forever. Okay. So yeah, I'm really curious. I'm expecting the DLC. Maybe clip this for the future. I'm expecting the DLC not to be unreasonably priced. They are published by Square, but I don't expect it to be like 3 levels for $25. I don't expect anything like that. But we'll see. I'm keeping a close eye on that because that game is pretty fun. Thank you for the reminder. That is all of our news stories. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including a link to the Patreon page, patreon.com/E1M1.
Those ones are the numbers 1 and 1.
Talk to you about like the 15 or so episodes of audio we come at you with every month. The recommended tier is $5 a month. It is not per episode, so you're not going to sign up and be like, hey, thanks for $150 this month. Thanks so much. If your rich friend would like to spend that or more, Moon does need a new computer. You can hear all about it in the exclusive Outcast this week. You can hear all about our various computer woes. And check out all of that over there. If you can't support us financially, totally understand. Please support us by telling your friends, sharing on social media, YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff does genuinely help. We do shoot video versions of everything that goes on the public feed, even if it doesn't go live. So like Pup and Critical Misses, Game Club, We Rogue Like It, all that stuff has video versions, and that all goes on that feed over there. I think that's it. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 My kid went to a birthday party while we were recording, and they just got back. There's some sort of noisemaker downstairs that...
Was it like one of those clacker things?
No, it sounds like it's a thing you blow into of some sort. I'm really looking forward to going and meeting that thing that I will hear for the next couple of months.
I guess we're going to be recording extra long today.
Yeah. It's a couple more hours. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Nimp, what are your titles?
I have...
That's an interesting one.
Me.
Yep. Do you have your show notes? Ketchuping. Emotional states of food. Leaning into my fears. A skilled gamester. Dreamcast Reasons, Journey of the Prairie Dog, Normal is Brutally Punishing, and Cool JRPG Dads Like Me.
Moon, what do you have?
Emotional State of the Peninsula. That's a tongue twister if there ever was one.
Yeah.
Bugsnaxopedia. I Need a Caveat. Crank Out a Batman. Because phrasing that is hilarious. Crank Out a Batman. Dreamcast Reasons. The Loading Screen is a Meme. Over a Decade to Go, which I kind of really like that one. These Waters Are Poisonous. Go Loud, Go Proud. The Correct Way to Play. Professional Gamester. I caught it the second time. The Football and Cool JRPG Dads.
Oh my god, there's so many titles. I have my Louise, please. My Pixel Curse. The Real Monster Hunter starts now. Do you have your show notes? A skilled gamester, cool JRPG dads like me, emotional state of the Peninsula, Dreamcast Reasons, and over a decade to go. What's jumping out to you guys?
I mean,
We have
I really
Dreamcast
like
Reasons.
yeah, my top picks are I Need a Caveat, Dreamcast Reasons, but let's face it, it's going to be Cool JRPG Dads. It's going to be.
That would get my vote.
You know what, Moon? I'm here to make your dream happen, so I will vote for it.
Favor
Well,
votes.
of course it is, because you're a cool JRPG dad as well.
I mean,
so here's the question: do we do cool JRPG dads or cool JRPG dads like me? Do we have plus or minus like me?
But you're gonna be the one saying it, so I say we do like me because we know that applies to.
There you go.
Delete the cool, and it applies to you.
Right. That's fair. My kid would agree with you. All right, I'll circle it. Let me know when you guys are ready.
So you're
I'm
doing
ready.
JRPG dads like me.
Yep.
Okay.
Your decades
All
of JRPG knowledge are finally coming to fruition.
Everything is clashing together.
That's
worlds
right. There's
colliding.
too much. My mind palace is too full.
Mine is the easiest one ever right now. This is the easiest thing I've ever had to do for a show title.
I like it.
You're gonna make us groan.
I mean, probably.
No,
That's half the fun.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not even going
All right.
to comment on that one.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 809 for April 24th, 2023. Cool JRPG dads like me.
Not me.
I leveled up my parenting skill this week.
All right. Turn-based laundry. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out.
That's how it should be. It should be 10-based laundry,
right.
but spoiler alert,
No,
it never is.
it's not for laundry. It is for cooking, because if you mess up on that ATB bar...
That's right. Whole thing's kaput. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.